जय गुरु जी महाराज, जय गुरु जी। आवाज आ रही है?
जी, yes.
जी, thank you so much. Shukrana Guruji. It's one of the biggest blessings to be given this opportunity to share Maharaj's grace with such divine souls and my Guru family. Before I start anything, I want to say that, of course, we all know it's all His doing and it's all His grace, and we can't do anything without His grace. And so, Shukrana that He's chosen us and He's showered so much love in our lives, and we can share His doing. I'll start with the blessed journey, how Maharaj initiated me. I will keep this as brief as I can, and I will go into other satsangs that he's indicated. But the first satsang that comes to my mind, and I should share, and Uncle knows, is the moment he reached out to me. I shared it with him. It's been, I think, a year that I haven't been asked by Maharaj to share satsangs on Zoom platform. Of course, during COVID, we had a lot of Zoom satsangs, and Maharaj blessed a lot. But, it's been a year, and I knew Zoom satsangs were still continuing. So imagine, I don't have this desire or this thought at all for a year. And suddenly one morning I wake up and the first thought that I have is, Maharaj, I haven't shared satsangs on Zoom for a long time. Or maybe rather it was Maharaj indicating that, son, you haven't shared and the sharing will come. And of course, I think an hour or 2 hours later, Uncle reached out, and it was so mesmerizing because a year and suddenly that day only. So we know that this is all Guruji speaking through us, doing through us. It's all his orchestration. Literally, when he says that once you come into my fold, nothing is your choosing. This is that, we don't need proof, but he's practical. And that's why his sangat are multiplying, even with the Persian community, with my friends and the Persian group that I know in Toronto, or actually in Iran. They're connecting to Maharaj because he's practical. So basically, in this lifetime, he got me born in Iran. And I say in this lifetime because Maharaj showed a past life dream of mine that I was Indian, and I was with him. But in this lifetime, he chose for me to be Persian, and I was born in Iran, and I was raised by my grandma, who was super spiritual. And I called her mom, and we left Iran when I was 13. And it was very hard for me to leave her, very hard. And 6 years later, in 2003, this inner voice, it's very difficult to describe because, see, Maharaj, from my the understanding that he's given me, he has a unique relationship with each of his children. And for me, it's always been this loud voice within, very distinctive from, you just know it's not your voice. I don't know how to describe it. And I heard a loud voice saying, go to Iran. And of course, the whole situation in Iran that is happening now, everybody knows. Thank God, to thank Guruji that he's creating such lila in Iran. The time for injustice, the time for wrongdoing, the time for harmful deeds are coming to an end in the world. And that's why he said it's going to be a time where there's going to be a lot of darkness in the world. And of course, by that, he means that we have to go through the darkness in order for the light to enter. And, that's what happened in my physical, like with my body and with my health. And the light entered. I had to go through the darkness to get to his light. And that's what the world is experiencing. And Guruji said, first, I have to heal the inner world, then I will heal the external. And that is exactly my experience in this life with Maharaj. First, he healed the inner world. Now the external is going through that transformation, which what we are seeing in the world. But in terms of that, like, basically what I'm giving you a picture of how the situation was even back then. If you have a hair out of your scarf, you could get arrested. And my mom was like, no, you're not going to Iran. You were 13 when you left. I can't travel to Iran now. You're not going. Then suddenly this voice again, now we know whose voice that was. The voice said, tell her, if grandma dies and I will not see her, I will never forgive you. And that was the truth. Um I'm I don't want much in this lifetime except very simple things. And that one of the things that I always wanted was to be around my grandma. And she, of course, Maharaj created a Leela that I was in Iran alone a week after that. Um, the first night that I slept at my grandmother's house, 4 in the morning, I maybe maybe 5 in the morning, I don't know. I get woken up. I fully get up and I sit up. I sat and I look to my right and I see a bald-headed man standing at my grandmother's house, literally just, few feet from me. Now, it wasn't the fact that a man is literally standing in front of me, a bald-headed man with two hands raised up, palms facing me. It was the third eye. I didn't see. I saw everything looking like Maharaj, but the eyes were not physical, like the physical eyes that we have. It was one vertical eye in the center of his forehead, and it was huge, huge. And that was what just I couldn't, like, I was mesmerized. Maharaj was showing me a live darshan, and I had no idea who I'm seeing. And the only thing that the mind was trying to say to satisfy my ego was, okay, you're seeing a ghost. Because the ego wants to jump into conclusions always. And so I was like, I'm seeing a ghost, I'm seeing a ghost. I went back to, like, I just kept reciting this one mantra that I knew from the Quran. And that was it. My grandma wakes up I was shivering. That's all I can say. And I, kept praying, please don't harm me, please don't harm me. And not knowing who and what this event will mean for the rest of my life. Then, then my grandma wakes up. It felt like eons later, but anyway, I just ran to her and I said, "Look, there's a ghost. There's a man in your house. There's a ghost in your house." And she said, "Don't worry." I described him, and she said, "He's always around me." And that moment, I was like, "I'm going crazy. What are you saying to me?" But I knew my grandma was super spiritual, and I believed in the things that she had shared, that these beings that are around her, this being is around her. I had heard it once or twice before, but not like as profoundly that day. So then I left the house. After breakfast, I never wanted to return there. That was the first time, and that was the last time that I was in that house. She moved, when I was 13, she lived in a different house, and I hadn't been in that. I never went back there. Um, so I come back to Canada, um, and 3 months later, my grandma passes away. And the whole family was like, how did you know grandma was going to die? And how did you make a decision to go to Iran this time? Why not a year before? Why not a year later? Why not? How did you know? And I was like, I don't have an answer. Something told me. So life moved on. Never felt my grandma gone. She felt like a presence around me. Then 15 years later, everything connected. I have to say very shortly that the Leela that Guruji created for me to pull me into his sharan, or rather I should say I didn't, he came into my life. He manifested in my life, and this is the Leela he chose, and he came into my life in such mystical, extraordinary way, and it was so divine that I was bedridden for close to 3 years, and I was ill for 6 years. We all know how Guruji does. I mean, in my situation and many other, there's no diagnosis, there's no cure, nobody can help. Um, Traveled to different countries to see different doctors. I lost my hair. I had severe insomnia. I had different ailments in the body. I'm not going to get into, but every single thing. I lost my house, I lost my job, I lost every single thing, all my money, a relationship that I was supposed to get married to. Just the gentleman left. Everything he took away, and the suffering expanded and expanded and expanded, and it went into mental ailment. And the mental agony was the hardest thing that really uh, just took me into a very, very, very deep hole. I tried to exit life many times, but each time he didn't allow it to happen, where the doctors were astonished at how come she survived. Um, so, very, 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 very hard and agonizing time, I should say, I had for 6 years. And so then one day, um, I have to say, during the second episode, I saw a white light in my room. It went into my body. That white light plays a huge role. After, in the third episode, when I was literally in a bookstore. I'm not going to go into, again, so much of the satsang, this initiation, but Guruji takes me into a church during the third episode, when I was bedridden for close to 7 months. And I used to go to churches, mosques, temples, anywhere I knocked, and just for help. And so uh, then the third episode, one day I go to a church. It was Canada Day, 1st of July. And um, the whole journey to that church was very mystical. Uh, I had actually gone to buy hair color that day because I had lost most of my hair, and this liquid would ooze out of my scalp, because most of my pain was in my scalp. And anyway, so my logical mind, he created a lila that I would think that if I put color on my hair, it would not look as oily as it did. Um, and so the pharmacy was closed. Then I hear that same voice telling me, go to C3 church. And I Googled the church. I went to the church. I sit in that church. The whole journey to that church is very mystical. He guided me. I couldn't find the church. He took me there. And at the church, the girl who was playing the guitar and worshiping, she stopped the band and she said, somebody on the way to church today was crying and running, and God wants you to know that this suffering is over and land of grace is near. I was the one who was running, not really running. I couldn't. Um, I was ill to be able to, but I was fast walking. He made me fast walk because he said to me, "You need to be at that church on time at 10:30 a.m." And I was howling because I couldn't find the church. I had gone to an address on Google that church was all locked up. Then I was like, God, take me wherever you want to go. Like, I'm done. And he took me to the right church. And anyway, so he shares a message in front of everybody through a girl. So Maharaj can come through. A lot of sangat say to me, like I'm not criticizing anyone, but let's not limit Guruji only to satsangs and shabads. He can use a non-sangat. He can come in a church, and we all know that he can come anywhere, anytime. We just have to be open, because this is all him. Everything is God. The church is Guruji's. The mosque is Guruji's. Everybody is from Guruji. You listen to a Christian worship song, that's Shabad. Um, you know, of course, nothing will be Gurbani. But anyway, so um, uh, at the church, he speaks and tells me that the land of grace is near. But I didn't believe it, and I sent a prayer and I said, God, if this is you talking to me, don't give me 15 minutes. I'm very real with Maharaj. I'm very authentic. It's like, I don't need to play nice. Like, what I mean is, I don't, however I am, he accepts me. Like, I'm very real with him. My conversations are very real with him. But what I mean is, I don't need to sugarcoat anything for him, because he tells me I don't need to be like, I don't need to bow thousands of times in front of him. I don't, like, I just need to be pure in my heart. And that's all. Like, be in love with him. It's all a heart connection. So I said, don't give me 15 minutes of disconnect. I need you forever. And as Guruji says, ask for the real deal. So the whole thing that I'm trying to say is that he was teaching me his commandments even before he entered my life. that if you ask for the real deal, then I will give you everything. And everything is him. So I said that moment, I need you eternally. Don't give me 15 minutes. And he made it happen. About an hour later, I walk into a bookstore. They sold secondhand and new books. It still exists. I walk there every year, July 7th, or I should rather say, sorry, correct me, to correct myself, July 1st. Each year, I have gone through the same journey. Um, every year, me and Guruji go through the same path. I go to that pharmacy. I stop in front of that pharmacy. I go through that path. I walk to that church. And then I go to that bookstore. Every year, Maharaj has blessed that we do this anniversary together. And so I'm walking, I go to that bookstore each year. So 2018, he makes me to go to this bookstore. In front of this shelf, I get the vision of the white light. Remember I shared I saw a white light in my room. I get a vision of that light, and he tells me, pick up the book in front of you. And at that moment, when I saw the white light, then a book that said light on it appeared. When I say appeared, is because that book was not there before. That this book is Sachkhand. I had stayed in front of this shelf for an hour. This book was not there. It's a very small shelf. Um, and he says, pick up the book, and this book manifests, and it's The Divine Light by Anita Kumar. As we know, no Sangat will give away this book. Anyway, I don't need to prove to my logic anything. I mean, he's already indicated, and it looks very different from the Divine Light books. And he manifested this book, and I picked out the book. I looked at the cover. I looked at Guruji's photo. Of course, I didn't know who Guruji was at the time. I looked at the photo at the cover, and I made fun of like the whole book, because the first page it says, Anita Kumar had a hole in her heart, and she was given time, like she didn't have much time, and Guruji healed her. And I made fun of it. I really did. I was like, God doesn't exist. If God existed, I wouldn't suffer like this. I didn't know anything of anything. Um, and so, I sent a prayer before I came. I had no money. So I sent a prayer and I said, God, you choose the books that you want me to read. And of course, this book came with me. I never touched the book. I left it on the floor in my room. And about 5 days later, I have a dream, darshan. Never touched the book, never even opened it. And I have a dream, darshan, that I'm in a satsang. Of course, later I found out that was a satsang. But there was a gatti in front of me in that dream, and we were sitting in rows of three. I was sitting right in front of the gatti, very, very organized. And then a door opens, and we all stand up, like, and like bodyguard, like men, like sort of form around this door as if someone very important is gonna come through the door. And a ball of energy comes through the door. I don't see a being, I see a ball of energy. And it comes and it comes and it goes right into my body. Now, as you guys know, that Maharaj has said many times, and it's written in the Divine Light and of course Light of Divinity as well, that his light used to be sent to a lot, like his healing light. Even in a lot of people had witnessed that when Maharaj was in physical form, his light would enter certain bodies. And again, he was showing me that before I would even know about him. And when I read the satsangs later, I was like, I've seen all of this. I know all of this. Like, this happened to me in a different form, in the spiritual realm. And so anyway, that's what happens. That's the dream. I see Guru, and I faint, still in the dream state. I'm in a bed. I'm on a bed. I see myself in the next scene that I see myself, and Maharaj is lying down on the far, far right side. And I get up and I'm like, who is this man sleeping beside me? And why is he wearing a dress? He was wearing a chocolatey brown, like dark chocolate dress, like brown dress, like chola now, I know. And I wrote all of this down. And so 2 days later, again, that voice tells me, get up and read the book. So I start, the moment I open the book, as if a hand, again, one of those things that is very difficult to describe, but his Sangat can understand only. as if a healing hand or a healing energy goes through my head and my body, and most of my ailments are like the pain, the excruciating pain that I had in my head comes to like from 100% go like 70% is vanishes by just opening the divine light. And of course, this is the book that Guruji had said to Anita Kumar to write. He had said, you need to write a book. So, a lot of people say to me, oh, Light of Divinity is only Guruji's grant. Sure, you can have your opinion. Maharaj says, be under the control of your own opinion. But to me, any book that mentions Maharaj's name and is his grant, there is no distinction. Any book, any Sangat that writes his grace or talks about his grace, that's his doing. It's his. So anyway, that book healed my life at that moment. And I'm reading the book and it says Guruji's Lord Shiva. And then I'm like, who's Lord Shiva? Like, and that question arose in my head. And he said, search it. Again, telepathically, he was in full communication with me that moment. And I searched it and I Googled and I saw that third eye. And what I didn't share was that this is all in July. In June, I had a vision of that man, the being that manifested at my grandmother's house. And I had sent a prayer that because I had knocked on every door, and nothing had happened. And when I had his vision, I was like, look, you're the only supernatural being I've seen, and I'm not crazy. My grandma confirmed. So you help me. Whoever you are, you help me. You manifested in front of me for a reason. You help me. And of course, he was giving me all that. Who's the creator of thought? He is. So he was injecting all this thought. And I said those words, and a couple of days later, which ended up being in July, weeks later, this happens. And then, I see a third eye on Lord Shiva on Google picture, and I'm like, wait a second, third eye, that vision I had. And then Guruji says, look at the cover of the photo. That's me, the bald-headed man at your grandmother's house. And at that moment, I howled like I can't describe. I was like, my world changed at that moment. He took me into a different dimension at that moment. I entered a different world. I don't live on that old planet or earth anymore. Sangat understand. But anyway, so I was like, look, Guruji, if you are God, whoever you are, I believe you. You are my God. You will be my everything. I need just something special. I need something special. And that was my foolishness, the human logic. Like, I just need something from you. How foolish is that, right? But I was like, again, I'm being real with him. I need you. And, if you are that being, please tell me you are God for me. And the next line that I read is Guruji Maharaj's special day. Remember, he injected the thought, son, ask for something special. And the next line is Guruji Maharaj's special day is July 7th. And he says, look at your phone. It's July 7th, son. And he changed my life on July 7th, on his birthday. While the whole world was celebrating his birthday, I was howling at my house, and my life changed. He gave me life on his birthday. And as Guruji said to a Sangat, your real birthday is when your Guru comes in and initiates you. And July 7 will forever be my birthday. I never celebrate any other birthday, the other physical birthday. That's that's when I got life. So anyway, life moved on. There's so many satsangs, but I want to share the recent ones. I didn't have Agya to work for 4 years. Maharaj did not give me Agya for 4 years to work. It's very hard in this world especially with Persian parents, especially with, the culture that I'm in, the world that we live in, this Maya, and the country that I live in, Canada, to stay home and do nothing. Of course, I didn't do nothing. It's not like Guruji, used me as his instrument, Shukrana, in any way that he knew fit. The first year was just healing. So 3 years, he blessed me to be in his service in such profound way that it was, I can't describe. I was his like, he blessed me to be in communication with Sangat all around the world. It's like a spiritual therapist. And I am forever grateful to Guruji for this. Forever. I never shared it. I never had Agya to share it because he's the doer. He's the healer. And, he did that. And then suddenly, and another satsang that I haven't shared anywhere, and it's only being shared on this platform right now, is that for 4 years, anywhere that I shared a satsang, this satsang, Maharaj would send one or two people every single time to say, Son, Aunty, write a book. Son, write a book. Write a book. Then he showed me a dream. So that I was holding this book. Then last year, Maharaj, during COVID, that's another satsang, sends me to India. It's a satsang because Maharaj never gave me Agya to get vaccinated. He said, look, I'm your doctor. I've healed you. I've healed the most craziest ailments in your body. What do you need the vaccination for? Again, this is my connection with Guruji. This doesn't mean that it is the same for any other. My family has got the vaccination and they are Sangat as well. He has a direction for each soul. And for me, he told me, who is your doctor? I never, ever go to a doctor. I have not walked into a doctor ever since Maharaj has come into my life. Satsangs, Gurbani, and Langar has been my medicine. He's my doctor. Where am I going to go? What for? And so during COVID, he sends me to India. He tells me, go to India. I said, Maharaj, if you want me to go to India, let me know. The next day, this Sangat calls me, says, Son, Aunty, I had a dream last night that you were in India. Look at Guruji. Like, and he listens to us all the time and he answers all the time. And um, for like Commander Uncle beautifully says, for whatever Guruji wants you to do, he will provide everything necessary for that task to be completed. Everything. And he really does. And so he provided a girl for me that said, come, instrument of his confirmed, go to India. I go to India. He sends me to Amritsar. He blesses me to go to a lot of places. I went with a one-way ticket. I said, Guruji, I'll stay in India for 1 year. He said, I don't think so. This life is not yours. This life we have gone through lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes to be in his sharan, to be in his fold. And then we come and we say, oh, let's go with my way, Guruji. And it's like, I was being a fool like that. And I was like, let's stay in India, Guruji. And he was like, no, I don't think so. I need you back in Canada. He showed me a solid, like practical, again, another sign. Came back to Canada. I come back to Canada and I'm like, okay, what do we do now, Guruji? He says, start writing a book. The book needs to be written. I said, Maharaj, if you want me to write a book, let me know. The next day, a Sangat from US contacts me and says, Son, Aunty, I don't know why. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. But I don't know why, but Guruji is telling me that you should write a book. Okay, I said, Satvachan, Guruji. Let's do this. Thank you, Guruji. He's always listening to us. He's always there. He told Cookie Auntie, I'm in physical body right now. I'm limited. The moment I leave my physical body, I will be with each of my Sangha 24/7. He is with you right this moment, all the time, all the time. And if we truly want the real deal, which is just him, nothing of this world, he will show his presence to you in ways that it will leave you astonished. You will experience such love that no love in this physical world or humanly love will ever match the love that he is. Nothing will ever make you happy. It will never match to such happiness. And you all know what I mean. And so I said, okay, Maharaj, you are the doer. And this is how Guruji is so amazing. I was like, Guruji, who am I to write about you? Who am I? Of course, it's not about you. This is about the satsang, that just like how I'm sharing, it's going to be written, right? I said, who am I? I'm not even worthy. Who am I to write? To write. Then Maharaj sends me a sangat. Again, nobody knows anything of anything. And Maharaj, if you only depend on Maharaj, if you only share about your situations, problems, challenges only, and I mean only, to Guruji, not go here and there, and only go to Guruji and talk to him, he will answer you without a doubt. But if you are depending on your mom, on your neighbor, on your best friend, on your colleagues, on anybody else to answer you, I don't know. He's going to send you here and there. But for me, from day one, and don't think that I did this right the whole time. No, I had things happen in my life, and I told my problems to a friend. But the intention wasn't to seek answers. And he's taught me that. What is your intention? We're human. We're supposed to communicate. We're supposed to have friends and share our feelings. Intention is everything. Is my intention to receive my answer from this friend, or is it to share and play the role of a friend? That's two different things. And Guruji taught me that profoundly. Am I sharing with Sangat um, to, for example, just to share, or is it to seek answers? So anyway, um, where was I? And so sorry, I go here and there, but he answers, and he did, and I only depended on him to answer me. And the next day, um, uh, you know, uh, or a couple hours later, a sangat sends me just a page from Autobiography of a Yogi, just a page. And in this book, Sri Mahasyava, for those who have read Autobiography Yogi, they know who I'm speaking to. It's Guruji in a different form, basically. As Guruji said, read the Autobiography of Yogi to many sangat. And he said, because you will find me in there. And he is in every saint and every guru. He's all and all. And Sri Mahasyava gets Mahavatar Babaji manifest in front of Sri Mahasyava. And please, if I'm going over time, please let me know. Sri Mahasyava gets live darshan of his divine master, the deathless guru. Uh, and Mahavatar Babaji tells him, write a book. And Sri Mahasyava says, please forgive me, this is Sri Yukteswar. Sri Yukteswar gets darshan of Mahavatar Babaji. And he says, who am I to write a book? Exactly the same thing that I had told Guruji, but he just sent me that page. And he says, am I even capable of such task? And Mahavatar Babaji turned around and said, but my son, who is the doer of all action? So Guruji repeatedly teaches me that the moment we think we are the doer, the whole game is spoiled. The whole game is spoiled because ego is in. But if you are aware that he's the doer and you're just an instrument, you are nothing. We are nothing. I was dead. Dead. That's why Guruji says, never forget where you've been, where I took you out from. And my prayer, I know prayer is very personal, but he knows my intention. My prayer to Guruji is that, Guruji, please never let me forget where I was before you initiated me. Of course, you were always there. Never let me forget in what state I was in, no matter where you take me in life. I don't want to ever forget. And so anyway, the book, 7 months, 7 solid months from January 2022, yes, for 7-8 months, Maharaj and I were hooked on a laptop, like 12 hours a day, 13 hours a day, 8 hours a day. We were like, it was like, right. He gets it done. He gets it done. The book gets finished. Then Commander Uncle and I are in communication. And of course, his divine book came out. And then, Maharaj blessed that he edited like he wrote, he was the first person that read the book. It was all Guruji's orchestration. And then it's now being edited. So again, the first time I have Agya to share this. Whatever Guruji wants you to do, if your intention is truly to live your life by his will, if you truly say, Maharaj, this janam is yours, you do what you want to do. And of course, he tests us. And of course, I've been there and I've failed many times, and I still do. But he knows our hearts, and he does what he does. Anyway, um, that's then the book finished, and I was like, okay, Maharaj, whatever you want now, what do we do now? Then the thought came, go work. You can go back into life, go back to the world now. Um, and So this was one of the tough, my ego and I had a toughest time during this episode. That I lost sleep because I started applying. Of course, with his agya, I started applying, and I got rejected, and I got rejected, and I got rejected. And then your ego plays much, like it fools you so much. I'm not capable. I didn't work for close to 10 years, guys. Like, can you imagine, like, just for the ego, like the mind, what it can do to you? And especially in a country like Canada where everybody's just programmed to work. And if you don't work, it's like you don't exist here. And so, and imagine 10 years of nothing on my resume, because of course it's not fully 10 years, but I was bedridden. During those bedridden episode, I couldn't work. I lost my job. Then 4 years here with Maharaj. What am I going to put on my resume? Who's going to hire me without any work, uh, history for a while, for a long time? And but Guruji has you in the palm of his hand, and he has a. I have to say, I wasn't most faithful during this time. He knows I'm real. I don't need to sugarcoat anything. I was worrying like nonstop. I lost sleep, like I said. I was in such despair because I kept applying, and I kept getting rejected. And my foolish mind, like, he's our provider. Guruji says, if you are on the spiritual path, I take care of your shelter and I take care of your food. But but the Leela, like, no money, imagine nothing, no money is coming in. And like, I got worried. And how am I going to do this? So I sat with Guruji and I said, Maharaj, you only know what I need. And I don't want to ask for anything. Because one time I asked you for something and I suffered. I got blessed, I should say, and I went through another blessed suffering phase, because suffering is a blessing. As Guruji said, and says, I should say, Guruji says, I love those who I squeeze like a lemon. If you're being suffered, if you're suffering, if you are in the spirit world, a lot of Sangat here know, now I think it's a book, The Laws of the Spirit World. If you are suffering, it's a good thing in the spirit world. If you're in pleasure and like everything is all good and glory, you're having a bad life here. And it's true. Every time I've suffered, light has come into my life in ways that I cannot describe. So Guruji, I sat with Guruji and I said, Maharaj, you have said to your Sangat that you go where your Sangat go. Where do you want to work? Where do you want us to work? And then one morning, Maharaj indicates that I should talk to my sister. I didn't. I didn't. Or I should say, rather, he injected the thought of my sister. I don't know, for whatever reason he knew at that point. And then that night, I didn't talk to her. And that night, she's invited to a party, to this get together. And at this party, I wasn't in this party. At this party, everybody's dancing. Suddenly, this guy lands beside her, sits in front of beside her, a friend of hers, and says, Nushin, her name is Nushin. Nushin, I don't know why, but I don't know why I'm being guided to talk to you, but I need, this is non-Sangat, by the way. I need somebody to work at my company. I need somebody. Imagine in the middle of the party, and she's like, my sister is looking for work. Look at his Leela. Then she comes and tells me, and I'm just like, Jai Guruji. Then I go and talk to this guy, and the moment I enter this company, it's like Guruji's there with me. Like I can feel Guruji 24/7 when I'm there. Like I can't describe. And because again, this Sangat went to a party. This is a real satsang. And Guruji had told her, don't go to this party. And she didn't listen. And when she went, and I think something bad happened there, Guruji said, don't you understand that wherever you go, I have to go? That's why don't ask. Because Guruji has to decide where he wants to go, with which souls. Now we're talking about meditation and satsangs at work. These souls are going to come to satsang now. So he knows only where he has to put you, with who he has to put you, why he puts you there. So let me say this too, that the satsang that happened, I'm at this work. It's very different from, I used to work as an assistant branch manager at a banking institution. Very different from what I do now. I do design work now. And so my logical mind kicked in. And of course, again, Guruji's doing. This guy is training me. It's the first week, and the whole time he's training me, I'm talking to Guruji. Guruji, am I doing the right thing? Guruji, even though he's done that, he's brought this guy into my life, but he made me be more confused because there was more into it. He was see, if you have a problem, it's Guruji creating that problem so a satsang can come out of it. Again, as long as you go to Guruji. I could have gone to my old branch manager at the financial institute. I could have gone to so many people and be like, am I doing the right thing? Should I go back into banking? No. Guruji, what do you want me to do? And so this was around Christmas. This guy is training me, and he was teaching me how to use a measuring tape to basically, because again, for the design work, I have to write some measurements, and I have to make sure these items the measurings are right. So he's teaching me with the measuring tape how to measure these items so I could put it into the design. And so this whole time he's talking, and I'm talking to Guruji, am I do. So that night I'm invited to a Christmas party. A Sangat invited me. It was like a couple of her girlfriends and non-Sangat. And let me say this, that the whole time there, we were sharing satsangs. And so I had asked this question in the morning, Guruji, should I be at this work? Just let me know this is your doing, because I will stop, questioning. So that night I go to a Christmas party, and they give these gifts to everybody. Like it was just these gifts. She was cute to, very kind of her to give these small gifts to everybody that was there. And it was like a secret Santa sort of thing. And everybody just put their hand into a plastic bag and picked out a gift and, unwrapped it. And then that was their gift. So everybody, some girl has like a bracelet, another girl has a ring, another girl has candy, another girl has like whatever. What was mine? Imagine what was mine. A measuring tape. How Guruji answered. Everybody was like looking at me like, what kind of a gift is this? And I was just zapped. I couldn't even talk. I'm just staring at this measuring tape. Guruji, how mesmerizing you answer. That yes, son, stay there. For now, stay there. And it's been like, just, Guruji is at work with you. So that's that. Sorry, how long more do I have so I could wrap it up with maybe one more satsang?
There is no time limit. Auntie, you can continue as much you want.
Jai Guruji. Okay, so few of the things that he had asked me to write, Maharaj, sorry, to share. About the work satsang, I was very angry with myself. My logical mind kicked in. I had such anger at my ailments, not at Guruji. You can't imagine, like, the fact that I had to lie on my resume. And of course, again, Guruji sees your intention. Yes, I'm gonna say it flat out route. I don't have anything to hide from anybody. Guruji is the only one that I care about what he thinks of me. And my intention is to work. So if my intention is to be in service, the fact that I'm dishonest on my resume, he said to me, it's fine. Just, it's okay. And then he brought people in my life that offered to put my name in their company, that I've worked for them. Like, look at his Leela. I didn't ask them. They came and said, son, you're looking for work? Use my company. Just say you did this for me, for all these years. Your intention is to work. So he created that Leela. I got this. Actually, let me say this, and let me say this. This guy didn't even ask for my resume. My sister's friend who hired me, he didn't even interview me. And how many satsangs have we heard? Commander Uncle's daughter. How many satsangs have we heard that when Guruji wants a job for you or wants you somewhere, it will come to you in such easy, effortless way. You don't need to force anything in this life. It's from Guruji. It will come without confusion. If it's not from Guruji, for me, again, this is for me, it comes with confusion, it comes with obstacles, it comes with challenges. Anyway, so, but while I was applying to these places, before Maharaj blessed me with the job, I was angry. I can't describe to you how angry I was, that I had suffered for so long, that I had lost 6 years of the most important time of my life, the time that you have the ability to build yourself, to make a name for yourself, blah blah blah, all that things that the ego says. Then Maharaj tells me to go to this satsang. Let me say that the whole while, it was 1 hour drive, I was yelling and screaming and crying. Rejection after rejection after rejection really took a toll on me. And so I'm at this satsang, and I tell Guruji, Maharaj, I put my anger, um, I want to leave my anger here. I kept remembering, I believe, Varun Uncle Satsang, if I'm not mistaken, that he was jealous of his brother because Guruji used to call his brother more to him at some point. And then Guruji said so beautifully, Varun, can you do me a favor? And Varun Uncle was like, Guruji, anything for you. Everything is from you. Guruji said, no, everything is not from me. You can't put everything on me. Everything, this jealousy is not from me. Leave it by my feet and go. And that made me cry so much, because I kept saying to Guruji, Guruji, I want to leave this anger here and go. And what does Guruji feed me in langar? Everybody gets normal langar. I get, I think, 5 or 6 red chilies in my langar. And for those, again, who have read Sukhmani Aunty Satsang, Surcharged with Divine Love, Guruji one day says, Sukhmani, have you realized where you no longer have a temper? And she's like, yeah, Guruji, yeah, I haven't gotten angry in a while. And Guruji says, well, it's all thanks to the chilies that I've been feeding you. This I always remember. Every time I see a chili on my plate, I'm like, oh, anger I got. Guruji's taking care of my anger. That day I got 6 or 7. That has not happened in the last 3 years. So I'm having this langar and crying, because I literally, again, if you ask for the real deal, if you ask for the really pure stuff, then Guruji takes care of you. Of course, he takes care of all the material as well. Let me not limit him. Forgive me, Guruji. But, he made it happen right away. And so I'm driving home and again crying because of love. Look at the way I was going to satsang and look at the way I was returning. Total contrast. And I'm in so much gratitude. And I'm saying, Guruji, thank you. Your love, it's unmatchable. Nobody can give you such love. Nobody can bless you like this. And then I get home, and the whole while I'm thinking of Sukhmani auntie. I get home, and a girl from India, a Sangat from India, sends me exactly that same page of the chilies from Sukhmani auntie's book. I, I can't describe. Like his confirmation, and my anger vanished. So depend on him for everything. I'm so sorry. I'm telling myself this. I don't mean to be telling anyone what to do. Do what he guides you to do. Uh, but only go to him. Only go to him. So another satsang is when I was bedridden, um, I heard a loud voice in my room, physical, like actual loud voice, that said everything will be okay. I got up from my bed. This was during the third episode when I was bedridden. For whatever reason, Guruji told me to share this satsang. I heard a half man, half woman voice later. When I heard Guruji Maharaj's voice, it was that same voice, and loudly in my room, he said, everything will be okay. So whatever you're going through, everything will be okay. It will be okay. It is okay. The suffering is, um, that the gateway to it. Um, During the suffering time that I had, applying for jobs, and I kept getting rejected, Guruji knows how bad I was feeling. And I was just, I lost sleep, like I said. And because my family also, when your family are also like, um, you know, um, not pressure you, but expect you to work. And it's very normal, very normal. And they don't have the understanding yet that everything comes in divine timing. And you have that pressure as well from your family. It was very hard on me. And so Maharaj comes in my dream. I have a darshan of Maharaj, and I see that I'm sitting right beside him, and I'm kissing his hand. I'm just kissing his hand, the one that he has a tattoo of the Om on, I believe his left hand. And I just kiss his hand in this dream, and that's the dream. And so I want to say, Guruji, we have to go through that suffering phase, but he's there, and he shows his presence not just through darshans, but through satsangs. Like if you're here and you're hearing it, this is Guruji's way of saying, I got you. You're taken care of. Um, so yeah, that's one thing he asked me. The anger. Um, uh, I One day, in my last relationship that I was in, this is a relationship that I asked, demanded Guruji for that relationship, and he gave it to me to teach me to never ask for anything. Um, but of course, he cleansed the karmic account. The reason why I say that is once this relationship was done, Maharaj showed me a dream of a past life with the same person, and our accounts were not cleared in that last lifetime, and we had to come into that. But see, Guruji was trying to tell me also that you didn't have to go into that relationship. I can change your destiny. I could have taken care of that karmic account, but because you asked, um, of course, I had to bless you with the teaching to never ask again. But I want to say in this relationship, because I was constantly criticized about Guruji, and I was, and when I heard that Shabad Nindo Nindo, it always reminds me of a satsang, and it was played today. Um, I was criticized so much in this family by the father, by everybody, and thanks to Guruji, I was criticized um, because they are your true friends, right? And they take away your negativity and negative karma. And I have such love and respect for these souls that come to take care of such account, because if you think of it from the ego perspective, it's so easy to hate on people that aren't on your side. But if you think about it from the spirit sense, And Guruji, as he said to Baba uncle, I'm the one who gives understanding to people. The understanding that he blessed me with was that these are actually my true well-wishers. These were truly my true, the partner and the family that pressured me so much. They are my true friends. They are my true soul family. Because again, they pushed me towards Guruji even more. They pushed me towards clearing my account even more. They pushed me through towards prayer each day and connecting with Guruji. So who's my true friend? They are. And so I send them so much love and so much healing, and I pray for their souls because, they have such hard tasks to play here. Even with the Iranian regime, the leaders of Iran killing people, and it's, you got to understand, they are pushing people towards the light and they are playing such hard roles. Anyway, this is only by his grace that we are blessed with such positive thoughts. Guruji says, think positively. But anyway, during this episode, one day I was being so criticized and I had no idea of the Shabbat Nindo Nindo, no idea. We were going to a dealership, car dealership, and I was looking for my phone, and I was being screamed out because I couldn't find my phone, and we were late for our appointment by maybe a few minutes. And I was being screamed at by my partner that, this and that and this. So then I just suddenly heard Guruji's voice say, I literally, Nindo, Nindo. And I was like, and I wrote it down on my phone. I grabbed my phone and I wrote what I heard intuitively, telepathically. Loud voice, Nindo, Nindo. I come to the dealership. I'm sitting because my ex-partner was dealing with the car issue. And suddenly a Sangat sends me a Shabad and it says Nando Nindo. So I excuse myself and I go to the washroom of this dealership and I'm howling in this dealership because it's the translation of Nindo, Nindo, and it says, criticize me, criticize me. You are my true friend. And, it's who can do this? Who does this? So in this relationship also, because I wasn't really never enough. I was never enough. There was always, told me that there was always something missing from myself. Like either I wasn't working, I wasn't enough, or either I'm not cooking much, I'm not enough either. It was always, again, Guruji's Leela, Shukrana, creating obstacles to tell me that this relationship is not from me, son. And I was severely disrespected. And but I, so for my own ease, I used to call Guruji G, like my Baba G, like G, like G, like George G. Um, so if the family was around and I want to say, let's say I'm going to Guruji's, I would say I'm going to G's. I wasn't comfortable. I just didn't want my guru to be criticized. He knows my intention. And so one day I sat with Guruji and I was like, Guruji, I'm so sorry I call you G. I'm so sorry. Is it okay I call you G? An hour later, I'm driving to a meeting. A car comes right in front of me, license plate G number 4, Guru. G for Guru. And I had to park on I actually went on, I had to get out of the lane, park in the highway, park on the side, and cry because I couldn't drive. Like, G for Guru. Like, son, it's okay. Call me whatever you want. It's not about what you name me. But anyway, so he listens, so many blessings, so much. You know, what can I say? That dream darshan I had of Maharaj in my previous lifetime, I was a man. I was a young man. I was standing beside Guruji. We were in this beautiful mandir. It was all white. For a very long time, I thought it was Dugri mandir. When I went to Dugri mandir, Guruji never gave me agya to go inside of Dugri mandir. Only I saw the house that he used to live in, or he was born in, or that small temple. And then we walked to the Dugri mandir. Never had agya to go inside. Only Baramandir, Jalandhar Mandir, he didn't give me agya to go inside. So only certain places he gave me agya, and of course Amritsar. And I'm in Dugri. Um, what was I going to say about Dugri? That I came to Dugri. I was going to say, um, I forgot it. I'm so sorry. He made me forget it. I have no idea. Um, I forgot it. Yeah. So basically, um, his blessings are endless. I can go on and on. I know there was something about Dugri I was going to say, but anyway. Um, but yeah, at the end of the day, um, he's here. When he left his physical body, many people got dream darshans of Maharaj, and he kept saying, I'm here, I haven't gone anywhere. um, I'm going to share a few satsangs again that I haven't shared elsewhere. um, I only have agya today. One time I'm sitting in his darbar in a house, um, uh, and this was about maybe 3 years back. um, I saw Maharaj. He gave me a live darshan for three, no, no, for maybe 30 seconds or maybe less, 10 seconds. One, two, three, four, five. Saw him for 10 seconds. He lifted the curtain, gave me live darshan, and then he again put the blinds on again. Anything is possible with Maharaj. He is here. He is here. And he gave me that so I couldn't close my eyes and meditate again. I just saw him. That was the first time after 2003 that I had a live darshan of Maharaj, and after his physical, after his Mahasamadhi. Then I was just mesmerized. I was shocked. I was just reciting mantra jap, listening to, of course, the rest of the Gurbani, the satsang. Then I'm having a talk to Guru Maharaj. I saw you, right? I saw you. Then suddenly, after satsangs are being shared, I'm zapped. This girl comes, sits right beside me, and looks at me, shocked. And she's like, son, auntie, I just saw Guruji for like few seconds in a lemon chola. And that's exactly the chola that I saw Guruji also. Another time that he gave me, blessed me with live darshan, he literally manifested for a few seconds, and again he put the blinds on. Again, it was at the same house, and this house I also was blessed to get a darshan of Lord Shiva. The actual Lord Shiva saw on Guruji's gati, and then again for few that was only for 5 seconds. I saw snakes on the ground, then it vanished. The second time I saw Maharaj, he was wearing a chola. I've never seen him wear in any photos anywhere. I've never seen that chola. It was in gray, white, and red color, this chola. And it was all vertical lines. And I saw him walk in. I literally saw him walk in. And he was like sort of analyzing his gatti before he sat down. Like he just analyzed it, like he was just staring at his gatti. And then he turned around and sat. And that's when I was blinded again. The reason I say blinded is because, again, anything is possible. He is here. And of course, many other divine souls, like Commander Uncle, the Gorgaon Satsang, when 2,500 people showed up. Most of them, he found out later, Commander Uncle, that they were not humans. They were, from the spirit world, and they manifest in the physical realm, and they come and they get Guruji's darshans. I myself had satsang at home. Guruji told us to have a satsang. I asked Maharaj, should I have a satsang? An uncle calls me about sorry, doesn't call me. I'm at a Pickering satsang. It's a mender that Guruji opened in Toronto called the Pickering Mender. An uncle pulls me aside and says, son, auntie, you don't know me, but Guruji came in my dream and he told me that son, auntie should have a satsang. He said exactly to this uncle, Rahul uncle, that tell son, auntie, I want to go to her home. And I started crying. Because this love that I get from Guruji, I can't put words for. but you Sangat know. So then we have the satsang. And then the whole issue with Iran happened. The killings in Iran happened in September. This was in September. And so, yeah, so Guruji, answered and came and blessed many. And um, I was going to say something else again, but I go here and there. I'm so sorry. He makes me remember things and then he makes me forget. But I think I've shared everything that he's guided me to share. Go to him, talk to him. Um, he is here. Um, he talks to us in abundant ways. And we are just, if you know Guruji, even his name, you are abundantly blessed, and he is taking care of you, and he will take care of you. And if, again, I'm going to say this, congratulations if you are suffering and you're in pain. Congratulations that Guruji loves you so much that he's chosen you to suffer. Because if you're suffering, that's his indication that his light will enter your life. Oh, about the degree, I was saying he reminded me about my previous lifetime. Again, forgive me, I'm going here and there. Previous lifetime, I thought it was Dugri Mender. I walked into Dugri Mender, or outside of it, didn't have Agya to go in. That was not Dugri Mender. So in this dream where I was with Guruji, and he was wearing a white chola and I was walking, I was a man. And I walked out of this place with a lot of gifts. Like I had like these gift bags in my hand. And I have to say, since Maharaj has come into my life, um, one of the biggest satsangs is that I don't have ordinary parents like most people do. Nothing in my life has been ordinary. Nothing. Not from my. I don't have the typical mom or the typical dad. My dad has never been involved in my life, even though he is with my mom, but he's never been involved. He's a lovely soul. He is there for you if you need help, but he's not a typical father. I've never received a birthday gift from him. I don't want to paint a negative picture of him. He's such a pure soul, but he just doesn't know how to be a father. And my mother is not a typical mother. He's the man of the family. And so again, nothing has been, I don't, so, and I've never received anything from them, like financially or even emotionally. And from day one, Maharaj, even as a kid, provided for me, always provided for me. And a few weeks back, when I was going through some hardship in regards to my parents, and I was, I'm human. Sometimes I'm like, I wish I had a father that did this. I wish I had a mother that did this, or things like that. Then suddenly a Shabad is sent to me. I'm your mother, I'm your father, I'm your brother. And I don't know the Shabad in Hindi, but we all know that Shabad. I'm your everything. And truly, Guruji has given me everything and beyond that. He is your bigger parent. I'm going to share this last satsang. And if Guruji doesn't have anything else to share through me, then we'll end it. A Sangat goes to Guruji, and he was traveling to London. I know this is not my satsang, but I need to share it. And says, Guruji, my father is ill. I'm going to London. Who's going to take care of my father? And Guruji says to him, who's the bigger parent? So, the whole while I was going through this episode with my parents, Guruji kept sending this satsang to me. Who's the real parent here? I'm the parent. And he in these 4 years, my divine family, that I did not work, Maharaj has brought money, has provided for me. Aunty has shared it. For 2 years, how Guruji took care of her, how Maharaj manifested money. And I want to say, I don't have Agya to say how much, but if I say the amount, it will leave you astonished, unimaginable. He has manifested money into my life. And the moment he knew that the seva was done, or that episode of my life was done where the book had to be written, and he takes care of you. Basically, he was teaching me, don't follow the crowd. The crowd out there is programmed to work. I need you to do this. This is what's most important. And I will take care of you. And he did in ways I cannot. He brought a soul in my life that he just gave me money and in ways I can't describe. So he takes care of you. And I knew it was Guruji. I knew it was Guruji. So he loves us. He takes care of us. He blesses us. If, again, I'm going to say this, welcome suffering. Like, and only ask for the real deal. Only. Of course, we're human. He tells me, I'm your father. Of course, a daughter talks to his father like, Guruji, I want to experience, I talk to Guru, I want to experience this. If you know it's good for me, I know you will bless it. You know, or I really want to do this, Guruji. What do you think? You know, we have to be like that. If he's our father, but he's also our guru, and we have to respect him for that. And the guru, we have to follow his commandments. That's how we show respect to him, by following his commandments. And his command, and he has said, ask for the real deal, because everything is temporary. And what's the end? Nothing. Only he's real. So shukrana Guruji, for blessing all of us today, for sharing your grace, for choosing us out of billions of people. We all have won the biggest lottery that anyone could even. I'm going to share one last thing, and I'm going to leave it. See, Guruji said that there are many souls that want to come to me, but I cannot accept them. Imagine how, just recognize how chosen you are, how you are picked out from billions. Don't worry about anything. Guruji told Anita Kumar, if you worry, that's a sign to me that you have no faith in me. And I'm one of those people. This is only for myself as well, because I worry. When things go up and down, it's like, son, it's so easy for you to talk, but I realize that it's not me talking, it's Guruji talking. This is all for myself too. Don't worry. If you worry, you have no faith. You are showing Guruji you have no faith in him. So I had a dream darshan of Maharaj, the first dream darshan after he initiated me. So first I had the dream darshan, that the 5th of July, when the ball of energy, and then Guruji came in my life 7th of July, and then the first dream darshan of Maharaj that I had, I saw myself outside. It was raining like crazy, raining. And I was covered. I had a lot of luggages around me. I've shared this before on another platform. I had a lot of black luggages. Now that signifies something. A lot of black luggage. I was carrying backpacks, handbags, maybe like 30 luggages around me in this dream. Then I see Guruji Maharaj coming in such a beautiful, vivid yellow chola. And he walked straight to me, and he was smiling. And he was smiling. And then I saw him walk away. And I saw myself from an observer eye. I saw myself across, and I was covered under this building. So the rain wasn't hitting me. But then I saw this dream made sense to me just last year. In his timing, he makes things make sense to you. He showed me a lot of people in this dream. There were so many people, Sangatji, soaked in rain, like they were waiting in line, and they were soaked. And guess who they were waiting for? Guruji. There are so many people that want to be in your spot, so many souls that are in such darkness. That rain, that meant darkness. And Guruji did not a drop of rain was hitting Guruji, by the way. Not a drop in this dream. So vivid, so colorful. Then I was covered. And all that black luggage that was shown to me 4 years back in my dream, or it's going to be almost 4.5 years ago, that was all the baggage that I was carrying from years of ailments and years of agony. this Leela that I had from my parents, the pain that I had witnessed at home, and the lack of love in the relationship and in my house, and it was all his grace, all that baggage, and he was showing me that he's going to heal all of that. But son, be very careful. There are so many souls in line to get to me, and I have chosen only a handful. So be very, very careful and be very grateful. Be in shukrana always and always, and never forget where I saved you from. So much shukrana. I'm going to leave it at that. Jai Guruji Maharaj, thank you for hearing his grace. If I said anything that was wrong, Maharaj, that was not my intention. Of course, it's all you sharing. Sorry. Shukrana. Jai Guruji Maharaj. Thank you so much, Uncle Ji. Jai Guruji.